Underway to end Sudan crisis. Welcome back to details. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi returns home on Tuesday after participating in the UN Climate Summit COP26. Ahead of his returning, the president met with President of the Royal College of Physicians and Surgeons, Professor Jackie Taylor. During the meeting, Sisi stressed that Egypt pays special attention to the development of the educational and scientific sectors with all their phases, as well as developing the medical sector through partnership with international institutions, including British ones. The president praised the cooperation protocol with the Royal College as one of the most important bilateral cooperation projects between the two countries, which open the horizon for boosting cooperation by spreading the experiment among all British universities and research institutions. This cooperation would allow the establishment of a branch for the college in Cairo, as well as training physicians in accordance with the highest international standards and increasing scholarships offered to Egyptian students. Earlier, President Sisi stressed Egypt's support to the British presidency of the Climate Summit and its confidence that the summit would come up with tangible and balanced results that would be in the favor of all parties. President Sisi highlighted Egypt's keenness to host the 27th round of the parties' conference in 2022 after the end of the British presidency. This came during the President's meeting with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson on the sidelines of the Glasgow Climate Summit. Presidential spokesman Ambassador Bassem Rodi said the meeting tackled bilateral talks as the British Premier welcomed the visit by President Sisi to Glasgow and expressed his appreciation to the strong ties that bind the two countries and the momentum witnessed by those ties. Radi added that Johnson had stressed that Egypt is considered the most important partner for Britain in the Middle East and expressed his hope to enhance those ties in all fields, noting that Johnson expressed his admiration of the achievements and the development efforts Egypt is carrying out, stressing Britain's support to those efforts under the leadership of President Sisi. Furthermore, the president resumed activities for the second day on the sidelines of the UN Climate Summit COP26 in Glasgow, Scotland. Earlier on Tuesday, the president stops this morning in front of his residence to exchange greetings with citizens of the Egyptian community in Scotland. World leaders on Tuesday issued a multi-billion-dollar pledge to end deforestation by 2030, a promise met with skepticism by environmental groups who say the more urgent action is needed to save the planet's lungs. The details.
More than 100 countries pledged Tuesday to end deforestation in the coming decade, a promise that experts say would be critical to limiting climate change, but one that has been made and broken before. According to summit hosts, the British government, the pledge is backed by almost $20 billion in public and private funding and is endorsed by more than 100 leaders representing over 85% of the world's forests, including the Amazon rainforest, Canada's northern boreal forest and the Congo Basin forest. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the agreement on deforestation was pivotal to the overarching goal of limiting temperature rises to 1.5 degrees Celsius, the most ambitious Paris Agreement target. Signatories include Brazil and Russia, which have been singled out for accelerating deforestation in their territories, as well as the United States, China, Australia and France. The Forests Pact was the first of the two anticipated announcements in Glasgow on Tuesday, with the government set to unveil a global agreement to reduce emissions of methane, a powerful greenhouse gas, by 30% this decade. Whilst Johnson described the pledge as unprecedented, a UN climate gathering in New York in 2014 issued a similar declaration. The deal saw more than 200 countries, companies and indigenous groups promise to halve the rate of deforestation by 2020 and end it by 2030. However, an assessment earlier this year found that 7 years on from the pact, virtually no government was on course to fulfill their responsibilities.